What we found out yesterday was, for those of you who are reading, is that when you do the integral of the higher x value divided by a lower x value, what you do is you find out the area underneath the curve. So for example, what I have at the moment is the integral of b to a y dx. If I did this formula here for y, I would get the area underneath the complete curve. Everybody got that? But if I did the area underneath the y equals x plus 2, I'd find out the area of this triangle. That's how it works. Okay? Now, looking at this information here, we can see that the full shaded region ends at this region here, which is the point x equals 1. So it ends at the point x equals 1, and x equals 1, and then we have this equation here. So what I need to do is I am going to find out the area of this region here. See the full thing? See the shaded region? I'm going to find out the area of that first. Now the area of that is going to be the integral from, which is the higher value? Minus 2 or 1? 1. So it's going to be 1 to minus 2, y, which is 4 minus x squared, dx. That finds the area of this region here. However, I've added in a triangle extra, haven't I? See the white triangle there? That's added in extra, so I need to take that away. So how do I get the area of that triangle? You can do half base by height if you want, which is going to be a half 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah? And the y value, because x equals 1, y has to equal 1 plus 2, which is 3. It's going to be a half 3 times 3, which means the area is going to be 3. You can do it that way if you want. A half base by height, it's 1, 2, 3 across on the bottom. Okay. And this part here is 3.
How's it 3?
It's 3 because of the equation here, guys. Do you see this equation here? Y equals x plus 2. The y value equals your x value plus 2, which is 1 plus 2, which is 3. The height is 3 and the base is 3. The formula for area of a triangle is a half base times height, which is a half. Oh, sorry, my bad. A half 3 times 3. Sorry, excuse me. It's 9 over 2. Sorry, guys. So it's 9 over 2, or 4.5. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to. I want to show you how to integrate it and get 9 over 2 anyway. Okay. So the integral of this is 1 and minus 2. What's the formula of the area underneath that? Y is x plus 2 dx. Now we got to integrate. Now when you integrate 4, you get 4x. We've done this before. When you integrate x squared, you're going to get a third x cubed from 1 to minus 2. I'd like people out with the calculators please in a second. Now this one here is going to be a half x squared plus 2x from 1 to minus 2. Now at this stage, guys, I'm going to make two different parts. I'm going to do the red part first, followed by the blue part second. I'd like somebody to be on the calculator for the red part and somebody to be on the calculator for the blue part. Red part turns out like this. 4 times 1, replace x with 1, minus a third 1 cubed, minus brackets 4 times minus 2, 4 times minus 2, minus a third minus 2 cubed. Who's taking that part there, please?
I got it as minus.
Okay, so you're doing that one, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to do the blue part. So hands up if you're taking the blue part, please. I need somebody to take it. Okay, Shane, thank you. So Shane, it's going to be a half 1 squared plus 2 times 1 minus brackets. Now keep the brackets exactly the way it looks. Minus 2 squared.
I can't see the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Minus 2 squared plus 2 times minus 2, end bracket, done. So somebody's on red, somebody's on blue. So what do we get for the red region?
I got minus 7. I got 9.
You got 9?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're gonna work with 9 for a minute. Anyway, 9 for the red area. What's the blue area?
Yeah, I keep getting here.
Okay, means you're probably using the wrong minus sign.
8.
Is it 9 minus 8? The answer for the blue area,
9 over 2.
it should be 9 over 2 because we already got it for our half base by height. So it has to be 9 over 2. Now guys, 9 minus 9.5 or 4.5 is 4.5, which is 9 over 2. The answer to this question is 9 over 2. Is that the answer to the back, Simon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 9 over 2. Okay. So, question A. We're asked to get the area of this. We can see it's pinned against the x-axis. If it's pinned against the x-axis, the formula we're using is b to a y dx. Now, y equals x to the power of a half. Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
Now, we're told that the number 3, y equals 3 up here. So if y equals 3, 3 equals x to the power of a half. 3 equals the square root of x. What does the x value have to be to make that happen?
9.
X equals 9. Now you have your higher limit and your lower limit. So it's going to be the integral of 9 to 0, y, which is going to be x to the power of a half, dx. We're going to integrate that. When we integrate that, we add 1 onto the power. And our new power, because it's a fraction, we turn the fraction upside down at the beginning. And there is our integral from 9 to 0. Once again, because the second integral is a 0, it's going to turn out to be 0. So it's going to be 2 over 3, 9 to the power of 3 over 2, minus 2 over 3, 0 to the power of 3 over 2. We don't have to worry about the second one because it's definitely 0. Anybody know the answer to this for me, please, using the calculator? 18. 18 it is. Is that the answer to the back, Gavin?
Sorry?
18.
Right on my watch.
Okay. Again. Now, find the area of a bounded region y equals 5x minus 2x squared and the line y equals x. Shane, what type of shape is this graph? What shape is the curve?
It's going to be a U. N-shaped.
Why is it n-shaped?
Minus.
Minus x squared. So it's going to be an n shape. I'm just drawing it randomly. For all I know, it could be all the way to the left or all the way to the right. I don't know. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out where does it cut the where does it cut the x-axis? On the x-axis, y equals 0. 0 equals 5x minus 2x squared. And then that's going to be 0 equals x into 5 minus 2x. Solve that. X equals 0, or 5 minus 2x equals 0. 2x equals 5. X equals 5 over 2. As it turns out, it should go through the origin. So it should go through this point here. And then the point 2.5 here. You happy with that? Okay. So 5 over 2 here. So you draw your n-shaped curve as best you can. Obviously much more accurate than I just did there, right? Now, the line y equals x. What does that mean? It goes through, think about it. We could do it in the curve if you want. Look at this into your table. So you can just say y equals x. Therefore f of x equals x. And you can do it from, I don't know, minus 2 to 4. Okay, step 1. Now look what happens. Minus 2, minus 2, minus 1, minus 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay, 0, 0. And then it goes all the way up. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Now, what I have to do here is I have to find out where does the line intersect the curve. Okay, excuse me. Where does the line intersect the curve? So, when the line intersects the curve, what you got to realize is that these 2 points here, the y value of the curve equals the y value of the line. This means that y equals y. Y value of the curve equals y value of the line. Therefore 5x minus 2x squared equals x. Do you understand where I got that?
No.
Substituted this y with x because that's the formula of the line. And this is the formula of the curve. Okay, and the curve is y equals 5 minus 2x squared. So the curve's y value equals the line's y value when the points hit. Right? Move it over one side, we're going to get 4x minus 2x squared equals 0. Take out 2x and we get 2 minus x equals 0. We're then going to get 2x equals 0, or 2 minus x equals 0. We're going to get x equals 2. or we're going to get x equals 0. What this means here is that if I put down a dot down here, this value here is going to be 2. It becomes a lot like the last question we did. We had to find this area in here. Okay? So to find this area in here, what do I need to do? The integral of 2 to 0. What's the y value? What's the y value of the curve? 5x minus 2x squared dx. Now what area does this find? It doesn't find the red area, it finds this full area here. Do you understand? The answer to this question is too big. The answer to this part is too big. What do we have to take away from it?
Triangle.
The area of the triangle. And how do you get the area of the triangle, which we'll call the blue area here now in a second? We can do half base by height, or what's the other way of doing it? The integration way. The integration way is take away the integral of 2 to 0. Now remember, it's y dx. What's the formula for the line? Y equals x. So it's going to turn into x dx. Now let's see what happens. Once again, I'm going to need people. Shh. So it's going to be x squared, add 1 onto the power, divide by the new power. So it's going to be 5 over 2x squared. When you differentiate that, it turns into 5x. The next one is going to be minus x. So minus 2/3 x cubed. Once again, when you differentiate this, what does it turn into? Minus 2x squared, okay? No problem there. From 2 to 0. And then finally, what we're going to get is the integral of this, which is going to be half x squared from 2 to 0. Now guys, what I'd like, once again, Connor Fagan, can you do red? And Sean, will you do blue? And will everybody else, just Carl, you go red, Connor, you go blue. Okay, and we figure out, hopefully we'll agree on the answer this time, okay? So it's going to be 5 over 2, bracket 2 squared, minus 2 over 3, bracket 2 cubed, minus the second limit. What do we know about the second limit automatically?
0.
It's going to be 0, because there's an x in everything, so it's going to be automatically a 0. So you don't have to really worry about the first part.
14 over 3.
You got 14 over? 3. Perfect. Now we're on the blue part, okay? And the blue part's going to be a half times 2 squared, which is quite easy, minus a half times 0 squared. And what did that give me? 2. So the answer is going to be 14 over 3 minus 2. And what do we get for this? A over 3, guys. 8 over 3. Alright. Gonna push on here, okay? Now that's 16 done. Let's go again. The diagram shows part of the curve y equals fx, 5x minus x squared. The line is 8 minus x. Find the coordinates of P and the coordinates of Q. Coordinates means the x value and the y value. Well, what happens is the y value of the line equals the y value of the curve when they intersect. This means that 5x minus x squared is the same thing as 8 minus x. We have to find out the x values for which this happens, because the x values are the same for the line and the curve when they contain the same point. Okay, move everything over one side. We're going to get x squared minus 6x, and is that right? X squared minus 6x plus 8. That's handy enough. Solve it. X minus 2, x minus 4 equals 0. We can see that this is going to be 2 and 4 in a second. Then you solve that and you get x equals 2, x equals 4. We then have to worry about the y value. How do you get the y value? You can sub into either equation. I prefer to sub into the line. Okay, so y equals 8 minus x. So for the first one, y equals 8 minus 2, which means this point here is 2, 6. Happy enough with that? And the second point is going to be y equals 8 minus 4, so it's going to be 4, 4. Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, calculate the area bounded by C and L. Bounded means this area in here. Can anybody tell me? We'll stop here. C is not a point, it means the curve, and L is the line. Now, we're going to go about what Keane said there a second ago. It's bounded to the x-axis, so what we're going to do is work directly downwards. So, when we get the area of 4 to 2, and we use the curve formula, 5x minus x squared dx, what we're doing is we're getting this red area here. Now, this red area is too large for the answer. Okay, sorry, well this red area is too large for the answer. So now we have to calculate what is this blue area. This blue area is the area between the x-axis and the line y equals 8 minus x. So once again, using your integration, 4 over 2, whatever the shape is y. Y in this case is 8 minus x, and that's a dx. Okay, now what you could do here is integrate. So when we integrate 5x, what does it turn into, anybody? 5x?
5.
It's going to be an x squared, isn't it? And then you need something to undo the new power, so it's 5 over 2. Okay, this one here is going to be an x, 3. You need something to undo the 3 on the bottom. Alright, and then on the other one, that was meant to be in red, sorry about that. Now, the blue area is going to be, what happens when you integrate 8x, and add 1 onto the power of this one, it's going to be minus x squared. We need to put over 2 to undo the power. Okay, now, there's 2 different calculation jobs here. There's one of them is the blue, and one of them is going to be in the red box here, okay, which was meant to be red. Now, so we're going to do, somebody take the red please, and somebody take the blue. Okay, 5 over 2, 4 squared, minus 4 cubed, all over 3, minus, open your bracket, 5 over 2, 2 squared, minus 2 cubed, all over 3, close bracket. That's the red area only. Blue area is going to be 8 times 4, minus 4 squared, all over 2. Take away 8 times 2, minus 2 squared over 2, close bracket. Once you get the red and blue area, let me know please. Okay, so I was told it was 34 over 3, and the blue one is 13. So it's going to be, is it 13?
Wait, how did
I got
13?
14. I got 14. It's 14.
Okay.
It's 10.
Okay, so lads, the red one is 54 and the blue one is what?
13. I'm getting 10. I'm getting 10. 13.
Hey, good morning. It's today's announcements. First of all, well done to all the transition.
The answer to the first part is 34 over 3. The answer to the second part is 10. 34 over 3 minus 10 is the same. 10 is the same thing as 30 over 3. The answer in the back and the answer we're getting is 4 over 3. Okay.
Clean and